Hello guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is African Housewives Show. Sorry, I'm coming on to you looking, not put together, but I have to figure out I just have to figure out my schedule these days so that I can, review these shows just before I leave the house. It's just the first episode and I am already loving it. Hi guys, you're welcome to my channel. My name is Pearl and this is the African Housewives Failure Show. Guess what? The Real Housewives of Durban season 3 is out. The show premiered this morning on Showmax. So if you're interested, subscribe to Showmax and watch. Okay. I'm not going to be posting as much on my Instagram page, and that is because MultiChoice has been cracking down on a lot of these pages that post their programs. And so I had to switch to YouTube. So please, guys, subscribe to this channel and support your girl. Okay. If you're not hooked onto the Real Housewives of Durban yet, please, guys, you need to start. Especially those of you Nigerians that you're just waiting for the Real Housewives of Lagos. You're missing. So let's move straight to the show. How did it start again? So this episode started with Jojo. She's all about the soft life. She's all about shopping and driving her exotic cars. She was just making her introduction. So after she got into the car, she made a call to someone who was introduced to the show. Her name is Mbali. Now, Mbali is a singer and an actress. And she invited Mbali to her what was it again? Her princess soiree party. She wanted Mbali to be part of her princess soiree party, but to come as a guest. And oh no, come. She's supposed to come as a singer, but also as a guest. So Mbali's primary purpose for that soiree is as a singer, as I understand. So, well, as you go on in the show, you understand what I mean. Mbali was introduced to us. Well, Mbali looks, like innocent and quiet. She just looks like that person that is not going to give you any troubles. But in her introduction, she was like, I don't take rubbish from anybody. I can't stand rubbish. I am a no nonsense person. Like, don't mess with me. She came with that kind of vibes in her introduction, and I was like, wow, okay, Bali. Well, we will see. Okay, so another scene that we saw was Nonku and Nonku met up with her new friend. So I guess episode 1 is just like its title, meet my friends or meet my new friend or something like that. So it was just they're just introducing us to the new ladies. Okay, Nonku met with Slee. I think Slee is Wendy the boss lady on Instagram. Nonku met with her, and it seemed like they're friends. It seems like they're friends. They've known each other. I think they live in the same estate, and Slee has two girls. Oh, one of them sang, and her voice was like angelic. She has two girls, beautiful girls, and she's single. So the story about Slee is that her her ex-boyfriend that she was in a relationship with for 6 years, left her and got married to another woman after 3 months. Man, that's. And when Nonku was like, how do you feel? She was like, and some days are good, some days are really bad. But you know what? I'm happy for them. They do deserve each other. I'm like, they do deserve each other. Of course. Next scene we saw was with Sorisha and Mrs. Ann Vision. Well, it turned out that Sorisha has not been in contact with any of her castmates since the last time that they filmed, which was the reunion. And so Anne was not letting it slide. And I don't know, maybe Sorisha is just busy. She said she's busy with her kids, she's busy with her husband, of course, who is busy with a lot of things, and she's busy with her parents' affairs. So she's just busy. Maybe she doesn't have time for the ladies, or maybe she just doesn't have time for the ladies outside of the show. Yeah, it's very possible because these women can be friends on the show, but the reality is they are not necessarily friends like real life. Real life. Okay, so it's just for the show. What did they talk about? I don't know. It was just chit chatting about their families, about their husbands, about their kids, just about stuff generally that has been going on. Just catching up. Moving forward, Jojo met up with Mbali, and I guess she was just taking her around the venue of the party, and well, she couldn't help herself. Somehow she brought in the fact that she had a singer that once disappointed her for her event. You know who she's talking about? Okay, we all know. Yeah, and Bali was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. No, no, you don't have any. You're not going to have the same problem with me. Don't worry, I'm not going to disappoint." Yeah, moving forward, it was Anne met up with her friend and her sister, and they were talking about the ladies. When it came to Nonku, it was getting shady. I don't know what it is with Nonku and Anne because they have this love hate relationship. They love themselves, they hate themselves. They can't stand themselves, but they love them, they like themselves. I don't know what it is, but it's been going on for 2 seasons now, and I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon. So we're here for the drama. Moving on, gang gang. Nonku invited her friends to her house, but she gave them all a different time. She invited Jojo, she invited Sorisha and her friend. What were they calling her on the show? I think she's Wendy the boss, but on the show she's Slee. I forgot to know something I've just watched. So she invited her. Now Jojo came first, and they were just catching up, being girly. Sorisha said they're airy fairies, and after a while, Sorisha came in, and they started grilling Sorisha. Obviously, she did the same thing to everybody in the group. She wasn't answering texts, she wasn't answering calls. Sorisha, like seriously, girl, how hard can it be to just pick up the call? Like, can't be that hard. But I think I understand the kind of person Sorisha is, and she talked about it with Anne. She sort of said she was beginning to find maybe find her voice. It's been very obvious with Sorisha. She doesn't like confrontations, and so she'll do everything to avoid it. And Anne said it can sort of, come across as her just being okay with people stepping all over her. And that's true. Sorisha is not, yes, she hates confrontation, but she won't let people step all over her. But anyway, Sorisha said this season she's not going to be, avoiding confrontations. She's not going, she didn't say it that way anyway, but that's what she means. She's not going to be afraid to say no and to say that she disagrees with you. So that's what it is. I guess we're going to be seeing the new Sorisha. Yeah, so while I'm doing this, I guess I'll just be getting ready because I'm late. Yeah, Sorisha came and they were grilling Sorisha. While they were at it, Slee came. Now, this part, I don't understand. Trust Nonku to give us the drama, like unexpected drama. It's not too early. It's not too early for Nonku to become messy. So her friend came, and they sort of introduced her friend to the other ladies, and Jojo was like, "Oh, I only know Slee as Nonku's friend, and I don't know anything about her. So how about you tell us about yourself?" And Slee, was introducing herself to the ladies. Nonku tried to interject a few times, and she was like, "Girl, like it's not about you. It's about me. They asked me." I don't know what happened. I don't know. I think I missed something at some point. I heard Slee telling Jojo that the reason why she's Nonku's friend is because she's Nonku's new toy. Ha! It's like God, like Slick, come on, like girl, you're just meeting these new ladies. You don't want to start off on the wrong foot with them. Like, chill. I don't know where the new toy comment was coming from, but I mean that could be offensive. Well, I don't think they took it. Maybe Jojo wasn't. Jojo is sensitive. I'm sure she must have felt offended, but they went on with the conversation, and guys, I'm trying to put on my press on nails. Yeah, she's studying a get ready with me sort of video thing so that I can be dressing up while making these videos. I won't lie, I think I'm going to be late to work today. Guys, you're going to be hearing some noise, okay? Because my household is awake. So You might hear some noise from time to time. Just at the point where it seemed like they were, just quieting down. Nonku, Nonku decided to do what she does best. So Nonku started, talking to her friend about how she can come off as maybe harsh a bit towards her, the fact that I won't lie, Nonku was beginning to ramble. At some point I was like, what happened? I most definitely must have missed something because I don't know how this went left. So Nonku was like telling her friend that she could be sometimes she could be harsh, especially with her parenting, like correcting her on some stuff that has to do with her kids. And I'm sure Slee was like, where is this coming from? Slee felt like she was hit by a bus, like she was thrown under a bus. That's just it. Because Naku, you could have had this discussion with your friend. I think what's her name? Jojo even mentioned something like, you want us to be friends with your friend that you don't really like. Yeah, it came off as that because tell me why Nonku was blasting her friend in front of her other friends. And she was like, with Jojo, I also don't like what you said about her, but I'm not going to talk about it. And Jojo was like, what? What did she say? What did she say about me? I'd like to know. And when Slee was like, come on, Nonku, like, friend, this is not the way to go about it. Why are you even bringing this up right now? Like, why? Nonku is Nonku, and she decides to, sometimes when she has that glass of wine in her hand, her mouth starts to run, run. So Wendy said, okay, you know what, Nonku, friend, this is not the time, but since you brought it up, let's talk about it. So, Jojo, I was saying that you sometimes come off as, condescending and a classist. And, while she was talking, they sort of gave us a flashback. What's her name? I'm going to just insert her name here. If you watch Real Housewives of Durban, you remember her. She was a lady that Jojo asked if her designer bags were real, and also went ahead to throw a glass on, of wine on her. So I think these things it did rub me the wrong way too. Actually, Slee said everything that I also thought about Jojo in the beginning. Moving on. So the next person we got introduced to was Maria. 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 I know how to pronounce her name. Maria. Yeah, she was the next person, the next lady we saw. And she introduced herself as a businesswoman, a mom. She's married to a surgeon, and she's like, this rich housewife. She was the first person to arrive at Jojo's party, and Jojo's party was well decorated. Like that venue was transformed. The flowers, the table, the setting, everything was giving princess vibes. And when the ladies arrived, they came on a chariot. Like they came, yeah, that's a chariot, right? They came, a horse carriage, that's what it is. They came, like princesses. And they were dressed, they dressed accordingly. They dressed the parts of princesses. And they all looked beautiful. Now the party started, and guess what? Mbali was not there. Mbali, the singer slash guest, she wasn't there. She didn't come early. Your host told you your purpose there is to sing. Yeah, you're a guest too. And I think that invitation came as an afterthought. Of course, she's part of the ladies. But I'm just saying, if this was real life, how will you not be there for your gig that you're going to be paid for? Well, so the ladies danced and just chit chatting and eating some finger food. Well, Sorisha pulled Slee aside. And she was like, girl, I would like to get to know you on a clean slate. Like, what happened, what went down at Nonku's place was not nice. And I think we vibe. I love your energy, stuff like that. They were trying to bond. This time without Nonku. And yeah, that's what it should have been. I mean, I don't understand why Nonku did that, whatever she did, meeting. Slee can handle herself. She's a grown woman. Moving forward, the ladies sat down at the party. Guess what? Mbali finally came, and Jojo was like, Mbali came and greeted. I don't know what she was expecting from Jojo, because the first thing that should come out from her mouth in Mbali was, Jojo, I'm really very sorry. Like, you should have started apologizing right from the start. She didn't. She was looking at Jojo, and Jojo was looking at her, and it was very awkward. They hugged. And yeah, guys, welcome. Welcome, Mbali. She's the singer that did not sing. Well, so Mbali introduced herself to the ladies, and everybody on the table was like asking her to sing. And you know what Mbali said? Mbali said, "Oh, she doesn't understand why everybody is asking her to sing. Girl, you're a singer. That's why you came to the party as a singer. That's why everybody's asking you to sing." Mbali sang something. She did sing something. Her voice is beautiful too. Mbali said she lost a child. Oh, her baby died. I don't know how old the child was. Well, it's really hard to lose a child, whether as a miscarriage, uh, as a baby, or even as a grown child. It's really very hard. It's one of the worst things that anybody could experience. So I felt really sorry for her. Moving forward to Sorisha. Sorisha decided to, say, chip in. Nonku, you should also pull Anne aside and talk with her. And Nonku was like, girl, I'm not ready. I'm not ready to do that. No, this is not the time. I'll talk to Anne when I want to in private. Okay, so I'm not ready. So Anne was like, okay, what is it? What is it now? And Sorisha was like, yeah, some things came up, and I told Nonku that she should try to talk to you before I meet you. So Nonku was like, girl, you're not going to tell me when to talk to someone. You're not going to do that. Like, I'll talk to her when I want to. And Anne at this point was like, okay, girls, like, what is it? Tell me already. Nonku was like, girl, since you brought it up, maybe you should talk about it. And Sorisha went ahead. This is the new Sorisha. Sorisha went ahead and was like, so while they were at Nonku's house, Nonku brought up the fact that, oh, Jojo was the one that actually told us about what happened. But this is what happened. At Sorisha's husband's event, Sorisha invited the ladies, obviously. But I don't know why Sorisha, it sounded like Sorisha didn't reserve chairs. Fast forward to the guests arriving, and um, obviously Nonku came late. And Jojo said somebody gave up his seat for Nonku. I don't know who that person is. She mentioned his name. But what happened was that Anne's husband came, and he was standing. And then Anne asked Nonku to stand up so that her husband can sit. Oh, I don't know. Maybe Anne's husband came earlier than Nonku. I don't know. But what really pissed Nonku off was that Anne asked Nonku to stand up so that her husband can sit. Understand why that will piss her off? And she said something. She said if it was Sorisha or Jojo, Anne wouldn't have asked them to do that. So why her? It's like Anne maybe doesn't rate Nonku, and Nonku felt like that. Yeah, we're going to wait for the next episode to see what really went down and how that dinner party or princess soiree ended. Oh my God, Real Housewives of Durban is going to be a ride. I can feel it. I can really feel it, guys. You need to jump on. You're going to enjoy the show. I trust me. I've watched season one, season two, and I've not failed to be entertained. So, guys, you need to get hooked. Okay? So please, guys, subscribe to my channel and share this video and comment and like. Please do all of those good things with this video, and you'll see me again next time. Okay? And next time is not far.